Just the other day, I was walking down Market Street, right here, okay, and a group of white people, or 4 of them in a car, screamed out the car and they yelled at me and they said, "Hey, why don't you go back to Nigeria?" They said that. They said that. Now, I've been reading The Secret again because you need to. You got to. You got to go back to that, right? So the first thing, I'm not going to lie, the first thing I thought was, oh my God, these good white people are in tune. Because I feel like the universe is trying to tell me that I should really go back to Nigeria. I should really go back. You know, I had a good time in my study abroad program there. You know? Been meaning to reconnect with that host family. You know? How did they know? How did they know? You know? Like, thank you. I was like, thank you, you're right. I do need to go back. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. And then it hit me. And it hit me like a few minutes later. I was like, oh. That was hate speech, you know? And then I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was really impressed. I was incredibly impressed because typically I travel the country and usually white people tell me, take your black ass back to Africa. You know, that's what they say. But not here in the Bay Area, no. You all know countries in Africa. Geographically accurate racism, you know? It's just like, go back to Africa, Mbutu, Mozambique, go there. I'm like, all right, I'll go. Fine. I will go there if you pay for it. I will gladly go. Yeah, I recently hit a birthday. Yeah, that's cool. I'll let you already because you're not like, which one? You don't need to know that. You don't need to know. But just know that it's one of the ones where I'm feeling like I'm getting old now. You know what I mean? And I don't believe that you're old. I don't believe you're old until you're dead. Like, I believe as long as we have life force, we're young. We have blood in our veins. We should celebrate life. But I know that I'm getting older. I know this. I know this primarily because when I watch Disney movies now, I really relate to the villain. Anybody else? Anybody else is like, Star had a point, you know? No, I really relate to just, the fact that today at my job, this beautiful 19-year-old intern, fresh-faced, beautiful young girl came up to me and she was asking me a question. And all I could think of was, how do I steal your youth and your vision? How do I take that from you for myself? What is it? Is it blood? You know what I mean? Like, I want to know. Gotta know. And let's break down, if you will, one of my personal favorite Disney movies. Any Little Mermaid fans out there? Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's break this down. Okay. Now, who do you see as the quote-unquote villain? All right. In that movie, you see Ursula, the sea witch. I see a woman of color. You know, is purple not a color? Yes. Working hard under the sea, under the oppressive rule of King Triton. Just another white man who feels like he has to tell everybody what to do. Right? These are facts. These are all facts. Ariel comes along, entitled, all right? You can't have any more privilege than being a princess. Let's be real. The whole movie starts off, all the creatures in the sea get together to celebrate her birthday. And she's like, no, I'm gonna leave. Don't wanna be here. That's rude, right? We see her drag around a red crab that does her bidding. Risk his life for her, right? We all know that red crab is a Jamaican black man. We know, right? You're not fooling anyone, you know? We know, right? Ursula sees this, okay? And then Ariel comes to Ursula, and Ariel's just like, oh my God, it for 15 seconds. He's really cute. Ursula was like, girl, don't do that. You look again, you'll see she wants it. She's like, no, I won't do that. Love yourself, right? But Ariel was like, oh my God, I'm so sick of swimming. I'm ready to stand. Facts. Does she not say that? She says that. You all know. So Ursula sees this and she's like, okay, I see an entitled, privileged white child. I believe I can monetize this. And that is not villainous, folks. You know what I mean? That's inspirational. Okay? What I'm telling you is that Ursula is a hero. Okay? What I'm telling you is that Ursula is a name you should remember every February, right? Rosa, and Frederick Douglass, and Ursula, and Kaepernick, you know what I mean? Just like, we gotta celebrate these heroes. Yeah, we gotta celebrate these heroes. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I was actually a 2016 Woman to Watch. Very grateful to be back with all these inspiring women. Do y'all remember when we thought 2016 was a bad year? Remember that? That was cute, right? We didn't know. It's been some ups and downs, and I feel like I'm a comedian, but I also have to be real and let y'all know there's been some ups and downs. Okay? Because sometimes all that we see glitter is not gold, right? And you have this social media presence, and everything looks great, but sometimes we're really hurting. And I feel like I've been called to tell you this because I lost a very dear friend of mine just last night. An inspiring woman. One of the most generous, supporting women I know. I lost her to substance abuse and addiction. We all did. She was a great soul. So I hope that you can oblige me for one moment because I believe arts bring people together. Things like this bring people together. And I hope that you can turn to the person sitting next to you and tell them that you are glad that they're here. If you can just do that for one moment, you can just reach out and do that. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that y'all are here. I'm so grateful for that. So I just have to take a moment to do that. I hope that's okay. We need to make space for that. Because this past year has been kind of rough for me, but there's been some good moments. I recently became an aunt this summer. That was cool. I have a little baby nephew, little cute new baby in my life. It's so great. My brother, fun fact about him, he's black. He's a black man. So he had a lot of trouble thinking of names for this new baby boy, because I don't know if you know this, but if someone has an ethnically black name, they're less likely to get hired for certain jobs. There's a lot of discrimination that comes from that. So my brother was trying to avoid that. But I wasn't really a fan of what he was coming up with. I'll be real with you. Because he was throwing out a lot of crazy stuff. Because the first name he really liked was Dylan. He was like, oh, I really like the name Dylan. I was like, really? You don't do that? You mean like Dylan Roof? The white man who shot down 9 black people in a Southern church? You gonna do that? And he was like, okay, I can't do Dylan. Right? And he was like, how about Jackson? I'm like, oh, really? Like Andrew Jackson, the racist president that our current racist president looks up to. You gonna name your son Andrew Jackson? You gonna do that? And he's like, no, I guess I can't do that. I was like, whew. Alright, dashed it. And then he landed on Mason. And I was like, okay, I like mason jars. I'm cool with that, So I got a little nephew Mason, that's his name. And then it hit me recently, I'm like, oh no. This might be the worst one of all, right? Because it was Mason Dixon. Y'all know that Mason-Dixon line that separated the North from the South, right? And now we have another culture Mason is going to grow up so confused. I think he's going to be right on that Mason-Dixon line, you know what I mean? I think he's going to say things like, I really think the police department is out to target and kill black men. But I think they should do it. I think they should do it. I don't know. I think he's going to say things like, I believe all the history books are full of lies. All of them are full of lies. And I hate to read anyway. I hate reading. I don't want to read, you know? Mason Dixon is going to be so confused. He's going to be like, I don't believe the NFL players should stand for the American flag. I believe they should stand for the Confederate flag. They should stand for that. They should stand for that. You know? So I guess it's on me, you know, it's all on me to save little Mason. You know what I mean? I gotta make sure he stays Mason and not Dixon, right? Because we can't have that. We can't have that as a fam. Oh yeah, it's really interesting. I love talking about racism personally because I like the sound of white assholes punching up, you know? Personally, music to my ears. Like, Mia, you have a gift. You do. But nothing is as great as the sound of white assholes punching up in discomfort. You know? And you can add that to your musical set. Just a little droplet here and there, you know? No, it's true. There's one type of racism I love talking about because no one wants to talk about it. Do y'all listen to Pandora? Anyone listens to Pandora? Yeah. Pandora's racist. I'll just get to the point. I know you're all scared now. Now I'll just let you know it's racist. And I know you're looking at me like, oh, Luna, is everything racist? Yes. Yes, it is. But right now, let me focus on Pandora. Okay. Because answer me this. All right, I see a lot of white folks in the room. This one's for you. I know you like feeling special. You like questions just for you. So this one's for you. Answer me this. When you listen to Pandora, have you ever heard this ad? Come on. Tell me the truth. Have you ever heard this ad? Girl! Do you have bad credit? No, you never heard that, have you? You never heard that ad? No, they won't play that when you're listening to the Shins. Playing that out, okay? But I played TLC No Scrubs one time in 2017. And then I choose Beyonce and another Beyonce and another Beyonce and somebody, probably one of your cousins, if we can be real, alright? One of your cousins set some sort of algorithm, you know what I mean? Like, oh, she's looking at black music, she listens to black music, I think she's broke, you know what I mean? And it's really rude to assume that just because I'm black, I have bad credit, you know, and I'm broke. I have bad credit and I'm broke. But it's not because I'm black. It's because I'm a millennial? I don't know. Are you buying that? Yeah. And I don't know who works at Pandora. It's probably someone in this audience, I'm sure. I'm certain of it. Yeah. I don't know, but I just gotta know, like, why are you trying to ruin my life, though? Why are you trying to throw salt all over my pain? I know you don't know what that means. Let me break it down. Okay. Alright. It means I'm a romantic, alright? So sometimes I like to do romantic things. Alright? What are you doing? You get your wine, Merlot. Like, I go with Merlot, because I'm classy. And who do you play? Who do you play when you're trying to set the mood? Alright, I heard an Al Green. Okay, I see you. Alright. So it's just like, me, I'm sold, me. Yeah. I like Al Green. But I like to go a little Marvin Gaye. Let's go a little Marvin Gaye. And sometimes Marvin Gaye is doing his thing, and he's just like, I've been feeling tired, baby, trying to hold for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby, come on. And Pandora's like, do you think you have an STD but can't afford proper medical care? There are sinners that care about you where you don't have to pay, you know? And I'm like, really, Pandora? This is the ad? This is the ad you choose to play during my Mormon day? Let's get on. Then like, why? Why would you do that, you know? All I'm saying is please choose Spotify. That's what I'm saying. I'll leave you guys with this. I went through a breakup recently. Anyone? Another breakup here? Yeah. It's really hard, especially in San Francisco when you go through a San Francisco breakup. Because it's a different sort of thing, you know what I mean? In other places, you break up with someone, you go out, you get drinks, you get drunk, right? You do something crazy like that. Here in San Francisco, you do crazier stuff, you know what I mean? You join a meetup group. One of those is just like, oh, I'm getting to know myself and learn about my body, one of those, right? Anyone going to one of those? You go and you realize it's just a setup for an orgy, you know? Some of y'all look familiar, okay? Don't make me call you out. Don't make me call you out, okay? You know what it's like. You go to one of these things, and it's just a bunch of white people sitting around in a circle, you know what I mean? And they're just like, oh my God, let's not introduce each other by our names. Let's introduce each other by how we refer to our genitalia. Okay? Yeah? And it's the Bay Area, so you know it's gonna get weird. You know what I mean? There's some woman who's just like, oh, I believe, you know, my vagina is like a mouse in the field running free. And you're like, really? You're gonna compare it to a rat? You know what I mean? You're gonna do that? And then, you know, there's some weird dude there who's just like, oh, my penis is soft and gentle, like a weeping willow. So I call it the weeping willow. And that's really scary, alright? That's kind of creepy, kind of scary, but not as scary as a dude who's just sitting back manspreading, you know what I mean? And says the craziest thing, like, I call my dick good, because that's what it is. It's good dick. Like, really? You want to go with that? You know what I mean? You want to call your dick good? You know, in order for something like that to be true, I have a pretty high standard. You know what I mean? I'm like, can I find reviews on Yelp? No. No. Did it find a cure for cancer? Does it feed orphans? No. Then don't call your dick good. You know what I mean? If I'm not reading a paper and saying something like, oh my God, there's been a string of crime in the Castro. Sounds like a job for his dick. Then don't tell me you have a good dick. Don't tell me that lie. You know what I mean? Just tell me the truth. Like, oh, it's adequate. Get the job done, I guess, you know? You didn't entertain yourself while you're watching Netflix. Say something like that, you know? And I said that, and they were like, okay. Well, what about you, Luna? What about you? And I had to tell them the truth, y'all. I had to tell them the truth. I said, I call my vagina USA. Because I think it's the best place on earth. And nobody else does. It may be hard for a brother to find a job in the USA, you know. Could use a better healthcare system, to be honest. God damn it, it's a melting pot and everyone's welcome.